Dumbest facts.
It's time for the Bear Facts. Prepare for an episode that might just add a few extra years to your life, unless your idea of a balanced diet is coffee and regret. Today we're diving into blue zones, those magical places where people live longer, healthier lives without spending half of it Googling symptoms. What's their secret? Is it the food? The wine? The fact that they aren't rage scrolling at 2 a.m.? We'll explore the daily habits, diets, and social rituals of these long-living legends. From Okinawa's ikigai, a reason to get out of bed in the morning, to Sardinia's red wine-fueled wisdom. But is there more to it than just eating beans and avoiding stress? And can we really hack longevity? Or are we just doomed to keep searching for the fountain of youth at the bottom of our third espresso? Let's find out.
Dumbest facts.
So before we start, I want to bring attention to the shirt that you're wearing.
A really attractive shirt. Thank you very much.
Because you apologised about wearing this.
I did apologise.
Why are you apologising?
It's the Taranaki Air. It's our first season. Our first game this season is on Sunday, live on YouTube on the FIBA channel.
Ooh.
There we go. We'll be at the pub at Robina at the Sporting Globe. Great pub. No sponsor or affiliation to this podcast yet.
Okay.
But that's where we will be on Sunday morning at 11 a.m. watching the Airs play, which is good.
So this is it's just a subtle plug, really, what you're doing.
100%. I actually also didn't mean it, but let's not go there. That's because I had an Airs meeting before this. So I apologise, but thanks for having me back. I really appreciate it.
Welcome. You know, because I was listening back to our previous episode.
Yes, my initial audition.
Yes, and it was very good.
Thank you very much.
And also, we mentioned blue zones.
We did.
You know, at the start of that episode, and you seemed interested because you'd never heard of them before.
Very, very interested because my mission is to live to 102.
Exactly. I'm so surprised you've never heard of these.
No, not at all.
They are real.
Yeah. Well, we're going to find that out, aren't we, really?
Yeah. Well, I called them blue areas. That might have been the confusion.
As opposed to blue zones.
It's blue zones.
Okay, what's the difference between an area and a zone?
I don't know. It's the same.
I think you were right anyway.
Well, a zone kind of suggests zoning restrictions, right? Well, an area could be
the whole thing.
Yeah, no, that's just speculation. I don't know.
Speculation.
Just threw that on me. This is what I like about you as well, Brett, that you brought up a lot of questions
that you don't have answers for.
Yes,
but isn't that the whole idea of this?
That's the point. Exactly. That's what we want. More questions. Yeah. We need to know what the people want to know, and what you want to know is blue zone. So shall we jump in?
Let's do it.
So blue zones are areas where people live, you know, a lot longer than average. A lot of people living to 100 years old.
We'll love that.
That's least. Much more than the global average.
Okay.
So there was actually a bunch of research done on this from the National Geographic.
Okay.
This guy called Dan Beatner.
Okay.
And he's quite famous for his research on longevity, happiness, that kind of thing. So him and his team jumped in to look at these places, and what they found is there is 5 different areas in the world that are considered blue zones.
So there's 5 blue zones.
Yes.
So who defines a blue zone?
Well, this guy.
These guys? Is he the blue zoner?
He is. So Blue Zones Project was the name, and they went in to look at the habits, the diets, the social structures of these different areas to find out why they are living so long. So the 5 areas, the OG zones, we've got Okinawa in Japan.
Yeah. That's why the fighting and stuff happened in Karate Kid.
Okay.
That's where Mr. Miyagi was from.
Oh, okay.
He was from Okinawa.
And was he super old?
He was super old, and he was a karate expert.
I don't know why I asked that question. I knew he was super old.
But they actually, in Karate Kid 2, they go to Okinawa.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful part of the world.
Yeah.
And everyone's old.
Yeah.
Except for the kids that are fighting, obviously.
Right.
But
Karate Kids.
Some random facts.
That's just a movie.
It's Okinawa.
I don't know if that's what it's like. You been to Japan before?
No.
Okay.
I'd love to go to Japan. It's on my list.
Yes, you must.
I must. Now I'm going to move to Okinawa.
Yeah, you're going to have to. So. Or you can move to Sardinia.
Sardinia. I have been to Sardinia.
What do you think?
Love Sardinia.
Lots of old people?
Lots of old people. But Sardinia is it's a little island that's off the coast of Italy. And it's, when I say little, it's pretty big.
Right.
Beautiful beaches, and it's got the Italian food, the olive oils, the wine, all that. So it's a beautiful part of the world.
We are going to be talking about food in this episode, and as per usual, I start salivating. I get very hungry, and we know you love food as well.
I do.
Condiments especially.
I love the condiments. I went looking for the mayo today.
Did you? Couldn't
I
find
was in
it
Woolies, couldn't find it.
in the Asian section.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That was a little fact I didn't know.
Sorry, I didn't. Yeah,
That's okay. I'll look
specify.
next time.
I don't want you
There was
to get
nothing
that.
on the shelves anyway, so that didn't really matter.
I'm buying it for you.
I know, but I just saw it look. Anyway, so Sardinia is number
Sardinia,
2.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've got Nicoya, which is in Costa Rica, the Nicoya Peninsula.
Okay.
Icaria.
Where's
Icaria
Icaria?
is in Greece.
Okay.
And Loma Linda in California in the USA.
Loma Linda. Where's Loma
Yeah.
Linda? That's not the little island off the side of California, is it? There's like some little islands. I've asked you a question you don't know, haven't I?
Question I don't know.
But there's like a little island that's off LA that you can actually then. There might be Catalina. I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
No, that's Mexico.
Oh God.
No, there's actually a little island off LA.
You know what? I'm Google Mapsing
Google
it right
Mapsing
now.
it.
Loma Linda. Here we go. Where is it? It is not an island.
But it is in LA.
It's in LA. That's right. Or is it? Sorry. It's in California.
In California.
It's in California.
Okay. Top or bottom, just as a matter of interest.
Oh, okay. So have a look at the map here.
Okay.
So it is east of Los Angeles
Okay.
towards Riverside or San Bernardino,
So that's going towards the desert.
towards the desert. Correct.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that one's
Because
really
all those places are hot.
hot. Yeah,
Or
kind of.
warm.
Like
They're warm
tropical,
environments.
warm, not
I don't
too
know about
cold.
Okinawa because I haven't been there, but
Yeah,
I would
I
expect-
think it gets a little bit cold there, but mostly, yes, they are those kind of warmer climates.
so blue zones are warm climates. Exciting.
Yes.
Very exciting.
This is really interesting.
Yeah.
So let's start with Okinawa. I want to break
Okay.
down each of these places and see what makes them so special.
Mr. Miyagi's hometown.
Right, exactly.
Indeed.
But also the land of the everlasting women. Yeah. So
Wow.
women in particular live very long lives here in Okinawa. So they do an 80% diet which is plant-based. So 80% plant-based
Okay.
foods. They eat a lot of sweet potatoes, bitter melons, a lot of tofu, a lot of seafood, traditional
Tofu's
Japanese.
not a food. Just want to add that.
Okay, what?
Tofu's not real.
It is though.
It's like a soybean extract.
Yeah.
But it tastes like crap.
Well, I think you're not the only one who thinks that.
Exactly.
But have you ever had that really good, like deep fried tofu? Like a.
When you put the word really good and tofu together,
I
not
can't
gonna
believe
happen. I've
it's
tried it.
so
No, I have tried it.
good.
Yeah, not a fan.
Tempura, tofu.
Tempura prawns, tempura, not tofu.
Okay, well, you
Anyway.
just ate tofu.
I'll
That's
just
fine.
take
But
tofu out.
That's probably what's wrong with you. Like,
That's probably
you're
why I
not-
lived to 100 yet. Yeah. And I'm not a
eating-
woman. There we go.
Exactly. In Okinawa, you would be
Yeah.
screwed. But yes, they eat a lot of, not a lot of processed food. So like no processed foods and sugar. And they practice this thing called hara hachibu.
Okay.
And that is eating until you're 80% full.
Yes, I've heard this before.
So this is something that I feel like I do. I am the queen of takeaways.
Okay.
That's me. So if you open my fridge, you'll find at least 2 to 5 containers of leftovers.
Really?
Yeah, so I'll
Because
eat
you
a
only
meal.
eat 80%.
Right. Or half even. Sometimes
Just
I'll cut a
until you get
burger
full.
in half and I'll put that in.
That is sacrilege.
I've done it with
But
a Big
that's
Mac
okay.
before.
You've kept half a Big Mac.
Yeah.
Times are tough.
Oh, yeah. Times are tough.
When you're eating half Big Macs.
Pretty sad. But it does work with this harahachibu.
Okay.
So that's how
So
they.
you'll live longer now because you only eat half the Big Mac.
No, yeah, exactly. You don't
Wow.
overeat. You don't eat too much.
Yes.
They do daily walking and gardening, of course. They do a lot of sitting. So Japanese people will sit on the floor to
Yeah.
do a lot of things, to eat and to socialize. So they do a lot of getting up and down from the floor. So it's that natural squat that they're getting
There you go.
used to. Just that natural movement.
Yep.
Elders often don't retire as well. They'll just keep
Keep working.
contributing to the community.
I've heard that's a really good way to stay or because you're staying active and your brain's staying active, so therefore you will live longer because there's something happening. Like a lot of people, when they retire, they don't know what to do or how to do, so therefore they actually go a little bit, not brain dead, but their brains slow down to a point where, and it's disease and all the other things that happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a lot of these countries where you work till you're dead, pretty much.
Yeah, well,
they live longer.
it's about movement, but it's also about keeping your brain active,
100%.
right? So they have this other thing called MOI, which is their social support network, a very close-knit group of friends.
Women,
exactly, for life. Right, so they have it the whole time they're alive, and they also practice Ikigai. Now you must know Ikigai. You're such an Ikigai kind of guy. You're an Ikigai.
I'll take that as a compliment. You're just such an Ikigai.
You are an Ikigai.
Explain Ikigai to me. I have heard of Ikigai.
Yeah, so it is essentially translates to reason for being, or the thing that makes life worth living, and it's a philosophy with 4 key elements. So the question is, what is it that you love?
Yep.
What is your passion? What are you good at?
Yep.
What the world needs? What is your mission?
So what you give to the world?
Yes.
Yeah.
What does the world need? And what can you be paid for?
Wow.
So imagine a Venn.
That's 4th.
Yeah. So imagine a Venn diagram, right? And you've got those 4 sections.
Mm-hmm.
What you want to find, your Ikigai, combines all 4 of those things right in the center of that Venn diagram.
Wow.
So how can you match up all these 4 elements into one perfect Ikigai? It's cool.
That's
I really like
awesome.
it.
Do you know what your Ikigai is?
Well,
Have you ever thought of it?
no, I haven't really. I did start thinking about it a little bit.
It makes every time you hear this type of stuff, you always think, oh, like what way would I go?
Yeah.
Where does condiments fit into that?
Yeah, where does condiments? How do we make condiments work? See, I'm an entertainer.
Yes.
I like entertaining, whatever that might mean, whether it's dancing or podcasts or comedy or singing, ukulele, I love all of that stuff. So I would say entertaining
is what you're giving to the world.
Is my Ikigai. That's what the world
Or the
needs.
whole thing.
Yeah. Or is it laughter? Because I feel like that's a big thing for me. Every time I have a conversation, I'm always searching on how to make somebody laugh. And I think bringing that to the world I think the world needs some more laughter.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Is it laughter or smiling?
Laughter, hopefully.
Has to be laughter.
Yeah.
Because laughter makes you feel good.
Yeah, well, I'm a comedian, so
I'm
trying.
That's pretty funny. Sorry.
So it is finding that sweet spot. And so imagine if you've got something, you're doing something that you're passionate about, you've got your mission sorted, but you don't have a profession, right? You might be fulfilled, but you're going to struggle financially. So it's about getting them all together.
So when we spoke last time about my love of condiments.
Right, here we go again. I know we've been talking about condiments for the rest of the episode.
Condiments is my Ikigai.
Is it?
Because it's bringing everything together.
Right.
Like that's what I tried to explain. So yeah, there's condiments like food and stuff.
Yeah.
But to me, it's all about what brings that middle bit to make that and what you can give to the world. Yeah.
Well,
that's like my Ikigai. Not the condiment as such.
Ikigai.
No, but what I mean what I mean though is that's what I mean by condiments.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, there's the food side, but what I like to bring is the bringing them
together.
The thing that makes the thing happen in the end.
I don't understand why you don't have a condiments company.
Neither do I. Yeah.
What's going on? The amount of times you talked about, and that would actually possibly be your Ikigai because you're passionate about condiments, right? You can make really good condiments, make money from the condiments.
Yeah.
The world
needs good
more condiments. And what's the other one? What are you good at? Eating condiments. We've done it. We figured it out. I'm going to help you start a condiment company.
That would be awesome. Laughter condiments company. Love it.
Yeah.
Make people laugh.
This is about longevity, okay, your Ikigai. It's about finding your joy in everyday life, your reason to get up in the morning. So it's not about money. The Western world's all about money. It's about fulfillment.
Okinawa's not.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it.
So one Okinawan centenarian, she was asked why she never retired. She said, my Ikigai is to teach my great-grandchildren how to cook. Why would I stop? And she just kept going and going. That's it. That's her Ikigai. So it could be.
That's what makes her happy.
It could be absolutely anything. So if you are struggling to find your own Ikigai, here are a few tips to help you. First of all, reflect on what brings you joy, what excites you. What activities make you forget time? Okay, and that'll find your passion.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Identify your strengths. Actually, just to go back on that other one, like let me do this again. Wow, I'm fucking up a lot today.
Doesn't matter.
Is it warm in here?
Who cares? It is warm in here.
Okay.
I have that effect on people.
So what activities make you forget time? I always think like if there's something that you're doing and you're doing it a lot, but you're not getting paid for it.
Yes.
Like that would be then your passion. If you're just doing something and spending your free time doing something, that would be your passion. Next, identify your strengths. What are you naturally good at?
Yep.
What do people ask you your help for? Like they want your help with something?
Yeah, for sure.
What do people ask for? Then consider how you can help others. What does the world need that you can contribute to? And finally, see if it can sustain you financially. Can you turn your ikigai into a career or a side hustle? Then you found it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I
So
love it.
reflect on that. Come back to me.
I'm reflecting. No, I am. I actually heard a really good statement this morning, and there's two men in a room. One's worth 50 million, one's worth 2 million. The 50 million guy's hustling. The 2 million guy's just chilling. And he goes, what have you got that I will never have? The 2 million guy goes, the 50 million guy, what have I got that you'll never have? And he goes, what's that? And he goes, enough.
Oh, yeah.
How just blew my mind because he's just comfortable. He's found.
Fulfilled.
That's the word.
He's at peace.
Yeah, 100%. And
know?
so like, yes, you can make money off your ikigai but then you don't have to make bazillions of dollars off it. You just got to make enough to keep you happy and keep you sweet.
Exactly.
I love that. That's really cool.
I think what you're going to find as well is that stress is a big thing.
Yes.
Right?
Very much so.
Stress will take years off your life. So reducing stress as much as you can is going to help that.
So I had a heart attack when I was 27 years old due to stress.
Did you
know that?
seriously?
I did 100%. I was sitting in a room. One of the boys goes, you look like shit. And I said, thanks, mate. And I rang my wife and said, you probably should take me to the hospital. And I went in there and I actually had what's called pericarditis, which is where the muscle around your heart squishes your heart.
Yeah.
And that was all caused from stress. So that from that moment, I then always term the phrase stress is a wasted emotion.
Literally.
Because then, even though stress isn't an emotion, but it's wasted. So
it will kill you.
It will kill you 100%. So
absolutely.
these people that sit there and 80% full get to sit on their butts or just go for a walk or have their girls they talk to and all that, it just makes sense.
And I think there's an understanding as well. Like, it doesn't matter what your ikigai is. Like, it could be cooking for your grandchildren.
Yeah,
that's
100%.
it. And then the people around you don't judge you.
Because it's your ikigai.
It's your ikigai and you're happy,
so
you're
cool.
fulfilled. You know? And it's different in the Western world where people are like, well, you don't make
You
enough
be
money.
judged. Exactly.
You do get judged. And then that's what makes, money so important
It's the whole
and
tall
us so
poppy
stressed.
syndrome and all that. So let's pull people down as opposed to boost them up.
Exactly. That's a very Australian thing as well.
100%.
It's very Aussie to do that. All right, let's look at Sardinia. Now, you're going to love this.
By the world.
You're going to love it because you've been there.
I have been there.
And it is the land of the long-lived men.
Oh, hey.
So this is where the guys thrive.
Okay. Do we know why?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we have some
We
theories.
think so, yes.
So they do eat a Mediterranean-style diet, which means lots of whole grains, lots of beans, lots of vegetables.
Lots of oils.
Lots of oils. Olive oil, I hear, is incredible.
Indeed.
Healthy fats. They've got their goat's milk. They've got their sheep's cheese, like pecorino.
I've never had pecorino.
Oh, delicious.
Is it?
Oh, God, yeah.
Is it like more sort of cheesy cheese, or is it more
cheesy
like,
cheese? Is it like a cheesy
Bridley
cheese?
cheesy cheese, or is it like creamy cheese?
Well, it's a sheep's cheese, so sheep's cheese is a little bit,
I've never had.
I don't know how to describe it.
But you get like cream, like brie,
like very.
or is it more like hard cheese?
Oh, more like a hard.
More like a hard cheese.
Yeah, more like
interesting.
a hard.
I'll have to try that. The sheep's cheese.
They also drink this thing called Canonau wine, which is a red wine that has 3 times the antioxidants of regular wine.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the different type of grape, I suppose?
Yeah, I don't know.
Must be.
It must be.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of the dudes are shepherds as well.
So lots of walking, lots of exercise.
Lots of walking. Kilometres through the mountains. So they're doing a lot of uphill, downhill, and they do a lot of manual work into old age. They've got very deep family ties, which is also very important. So older adults will normally live with or near their children. Regular socializing, of course. And fun fact, they usually roast whole pigs or lambs at social gatherings, but they eat meat in moderation. So they eat meat really only a few times a month.
Wow.
Yeah. So again, another theme.
Spit roast, but they only do it once every now and then. Wow.
Yeah. Theme arising again is less meat. I know.
Devastating, especially when I eat carnivore. It's like, this is really.
I love meat.
This is not looking good for my 102.
It's really not, but you know.
But we're not in the blue zone, so we're right.
You know, well, I mean, you can adopt some of these things. You know, we probably can get pecorino.
Full thing, probably get a bit of pecorino. There's bits we can do. Okay.
Try to reduce a little bit of the meat, do more socializing.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Nicoya. Nicoya, which is the land of pure life, pura vida.
So pure, which means it must be like on top of a hill, I reckon.
It's on top of a hill. I love how you're asking me like details about that.
But no, you know what I mean? No, because I think like the pure.
I should have looked at this.
The pure air, like I think it's going to be that sort of thing because everything's a lot more pure at the top of a hill.
Well, they do have a lower rate of heart disease, cancer, and dementia.
Wow.
So I guess that could be considered pure.
Yes.
Their diet is Mesoamerican. So they believe in the three sisters, which is corn in their tortillas, beans, which are black beans, which are rich in fiber and protein, and they eat a lot of squash, which is got a lot of vitamins and antioxidants.
Wow.
They also eat a lot of tropical fruits, papayas, bananas, oranges, very good. And they drink this thing, it's called hard water. Have you heard of this?
No.
So basically, it is caused by natural sources. So the water will pass through stuff like limestone, chalk, or gypsum.
Okay, yep.
So this is something that you probably can't really get unless it's already in the pipework. But it's very rich in calcium, so it's super good for your bones and you get fewer fractures.
Okay.
They do lots of walking.
Yes.
They do plan de vida, which is a strong sense of purpose and involvement in the community. Strong family bonds, of course.
There's a lot of themes here, isn't there?
There is. Yeah. There really is. So older generations, especially here in Nicoya, are deeply respected and really cared for as well. They also sleep early and they wake at sunrise. So they naturally sync with those light cycles.
Yeah, okay, which is good for you.
It's very good for you. Sleep is important.
They obviously don't have maths in this area.
Right.
As in the TV show.
The TV show.
Otherwise you wouldn't be going to sleep too early because you're going to watch the end of it.
Obviously, that's right. That's why I'm not going to live to 100. It's definitely maths.
It's because of maths.
All right, Ikaria, the island where people forget to die. Is Ikaria.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They have some of the lowest rates of dementia and chronic disease in the world. Their diet, again, Mediterranean. So they've got olive oils, wild greens, they've got their beans, they've got their fish. Their oily fish. They drink a lot of herbal teas.
Okay.
So oregano, sage, rosemary. Do you like tea or are you a coffee guy?
I don't drink any hot drinks, actually.
Oh, really? No coffee either?
No.
Oh, well, that's good.
That's sort of good.
Yeah.
If I had to drink, I'd have peppermint tea. I don't mind a peppermint tea every now and then.
That's probably good for you.
Yeah,
nice
could be. I don't drink it very often,
to be fair. I hate tea. I can't stand it.
Yeah, I can't stand it. And coffee, I don't like the smell. So
and peppermint tea is the worst tea. That's for sure. Like that's, what are you like, having a drink or brushing your teeth? I don't know.
All of the above. I like to multitask. There you go.
So these teas are anti-inflammatory.
Yes.
Which are really good. Little to no processed foods. No sugar, naturally active. They take daily naps as well.
Love a daily
Snaps
nap.
to naps.
Snaps
we
to naps.
love a nap.
Love a good nap.
They've got their strong community ties. Elders live with or near family. A very laid-back attitude. Greece, you know, you've been to Greece before, haven't you?
Island time. No one cares.
I lived in Greece for a while, actually. I lived in Greece for about 6 months.
Nice.
I worked on yachts.
Yeah, lovely.
And I got to tell you, the tavernas or the restaurants there, some of the older blokes there that, you know, were just running the restaurant, they were drinking their wine, they were eating their fish, and they had the beautiful bread and the olives, and they are some of the happiest people
without doubt.
I've ever met.
Yeah.
No stress, right near the water, beautiful food, beautiful people, no judgment, They're just chilling.
It's what life should be, isn't it?
Yeah, it really should.
We think too much.
You're going to have to move to Greece, I
I'm
reckon.
going to move to Greece.
Greece is the place. So they do have island time. They don't even wear watches. They don't know what time it is. They just
look at
live.
the sun.
Oh, God, wouldn't be good. And they drink a small glass of homemade wine daily and they dance often. We could
do that. That's good. Dancing's good.
Dancing's great.
Great.
Natural movement.
Greek weddings are the best weddings ever to go to.
I've never been.
Oh, they're the best. My wife's best friend's Greek.
Yeah.
Litsapana alphabet, we call her, because her surname's so long.
Right.
And their weddings, christenings and all, even funerals and that are the biggest parties you've ever been to.
Oh, yeah.
That's
that was it.
unbelievable.
They loved a good party. They loved a good
it's the
dance.
best.
Every time in Greece, they love it, and bless their bloody cotton socks.
Oh, indeed.
All right. Now, Loma Linda, which is the one in the US. I'm super excited about this one because it's really weird.
I love a good weirdo.
Yep. They are the healthiest Americans. So it's very strange. As you know.
I don't think that's hard.
Well, there's some of the bloody healthiest in the world, it would seem, if they're part of this Blue Zones group. But here's the thing about Loma Linda. So it is a religious community.
Cult.
It's a cult. Well, that's subjective.
Oh, we're not allowed to have opinions. I forgot that. Sorry.
No, opinions are,
Accusations.
appreciated. But they're Seventh-day Adventists.
Okay.
So it is a Christian denomination.
Yes.
They believe in a bunch of stuff, including the second coming of Christ.
Mm-hmm.
So they actually believe, and this is so weird and so cool, in what's called soul sleep. So they believe that the dead are just unconscious until just until Jesus comes back.
Okay.
So actually,
I hope he hurries up.
They'll come back.
It's the first time I've sworn on this podcast. I'm really impressed with myself.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I didn't get beat down again.
Oh, this is the other thing we wanted to have a conversation about is your swearing. But you and Jared, terrible.
Okay, sorry.
But you've done very well today.
I've only had one beep.
You have. I will beep that out. So they live longer than the average American by up to 10 years.
Wow.
For a few reasons.
Yeah.
One, bit sad, mostly vegetarian or vegan. Lots of nuts. I'm so sorry.
They're
Legumes.
Eat tofu, aren't they?
No, whole grains.
Whole grains,
legumes and all that. They avoid alcohol and coffee. They drink lots and lots of water. Hydration is the key. Lots of walking, cycling, hiking. This one's a big one.
Okay.
They really believe in the Holy Sabbath. So they take a break from work and stress every Saturday. So if you were to do anything work-related or start stressing out on a Saturday, you would probably get shamed or flogged.
Wow.
Okay, that flogged part is not, I didn't do the research on that. I don't know.
Or
if
they
they're
could be
flogged.
stoned.
But yeah.
People throw stones at you.
Yes.
Like in Life of Brian.
I think basically you will get shamed if you do anything on a Sabbath. So you have to just chill. Just relax.
Chill.
Take it easy.
Just chill out.
So this strong faith and their religious beliefs kind of causes their stress reduction. They've got their very close social circles and many are doctors. So many of them get into the health profession kind of thing. So they have this culture of wellness in the community.
What happens if you get sick on a Saturday?
Yeah,
the doctor
you're
can't work.
You have to go to another. You can't go to your doctor.
Exactly.
You got to go to another doctor. Yeah.
Wow.
So don't get sick on a Sabbath.
Don't get sick on a
You'll
Sabbath.
get shamed.
Yeah, or deaded. One of the two.
So the key takeaways from our Blue Zones here.
Mm-hmm.
Firstly, eat more plants. That's a big one. We want whole
I reckon we could
foods.
debunk that.
No. I think it would be a really good episode talking about meat. I mean, I have done an episode on vegan meat. Vegan meat isn't vegan.
Vegan meat isn't meat. It's not vegan. It's just processed shit that's made in the factory.
So go listen to the episode.
I will.
It is very interesting because, yes, you're right. It is quite processed.
Yes.
But, they're doing the best that they can.
But also, the thing I don't understand is if I'm a vegan, why do I want to eat something that looks like meat?
Yeah.
Like I just literally saw a vegan group sitting across aisle in Woolworths and someone was trying to run them over with a trolley because they wouldn't let people into the meat section of the Woolworths.
What?
It was like a protest, a vegan protest.
Vegan protest.
But the thing is, let's go and make our food look like the meat we're trying people. I just don't. That's the bit I don't get.
Yeah, I think. Well, this episode that we did, it said that vegans, have a lot of different reasons that they might be vegan. Actually, the animal welfare section of veganism is actually a rather small section.
Okay.
A lot of vegans
bandwagoners.
Yeah, kind of. And they're very loud, right?
Yes.
So you see them a lot. But a lot of vegans will actually do that because of health reasons.
Yeah, of course.
So people are always worried about, we don't get enough protein. But the fact of the matter is we actually get a lot of protein, probably too much. What we do need is fiber. Fiber is so good for your digestive system.
But if you eat carnivore, which is literally just meat, which is what I've just come off.
Oh.
I've done that for the last 4 months.
Oh, dear.
I didn't eat one piece of processed, no sugar, no plant, no nothing for a period of 4 months. I lost 30 kilos.
Right.
But the big thing was you have the more fats you eat, then that acts as the fiber. So, I'd love to get a carnivore diet to talk to. Doctor, like a doctor that believes in carnivore, which would then actually up against someone that believes in plants.
Oh, you just want to get people to fight.
No, but there's logic to it, and there's actually facts to this stuff that people just say no, it's not real. Like I literally did not have one bit of fruit or vegetable for a period of 4 months, and I've never been healthier in my life.
Yeah,
I have zero inflammation. I have all this stuff.
Is that true?
100%.
Yeah,
and that's something that's happened to me.
Yep.
So I know factually that's what's happened.
Well, there's definitely certain foods that will give you more inflammation, like tomatoes and that kind of thing. So there are veggies, capsicum, exactly right.
I'm allergic to capsicum. So if I was sat here now and I had a capsicum, my stomach would touch the table.
Well, I hate really capsicum, so we will never eat capsicum together.
That's good.
Which is beautiful.
Something nice. But yeah, no, I find it really interesting. And all these blue zones, as you say, are all very vegetable-y based.
They are. But it's
I thought there'd be more seafood.
Yeah, no, I did too. I was expecting much more early fish, but no, it is really those whole foods, the legumes, the natural ingredients. They're common in all blue zones.
I would love to know if the blue zone dude, the National Geographic dude,
Beatner,
is a vegetarian.
Oh.
So has he got hatred towards meat? Just a question.
Shall I
I'm
Google
just you know what I mean? Like sometimes when you look at these
facts. Does
facts.
he have hatred towards meat?
No, but when you sometimes look at these facts and you look at this stuff, it's, well, who's actually creating the facts? You talk to Dr. A about this and Dr. B about this, they're going to have two completely different views.
That is true. Sometimes researchers will find what works for them.
100%.
Okay, here we go.
Is he a vegetarian?
It is predominantly plant-based, 98% plant-derived foods. Though he does talk about the health benefits of minimizing meat consumption.
Minimizing? So he's
doesn't.
A meat hater.
Well, he's a meat hater.
He is.
He doesn't strictly adhere to a vegan diet, but he certainly pushes
meat
veganism.
Hater.
Yeah, meat hater.
So therefore it can't be seen, like obviously he's seen the blue zones for the vegans.
Yeah.
Where's the blue zones for the meat eaters?
Well, this is interesting. I'll get through the rest of the key takeaways.
Sorry.
And I've got a little...
I've just interrupted again.
No, it's great. I love
never
an
going to be invited back.
No, you might be invited back maybe. We'll think about it. But no, there is some controversy surrounding the research and I'll get to that. So moving naturally, very, very important.
100%.
Right? And I love this. This is my favorite. No gyms.
Love that.
No gyms. And it kind of makes sense, like running, can put a lot of strain on your joints. It's not particularly good for you. The gym, you can do a lot of strain as well, put a lot of strain on the body. Bodybuilders taking steroids, obviously not good. And so, you might want to look aesthetic through your life, but that isn't necessarily going to make you live longer.
I agree.
You need natural movement, like daily walking. Gardening, manual labor. That's where it's at. Strong social connections is the other thing. So important. I did an episode on this as well in terms of happiness.
Okay.
And what makes people happy. And this was the biggest thing. Having a strong social connection is the number one happiness thing. Like strong social connections will make you most happy about than anything else.
And what is a strong social connection? Just groups of friends, or is it a friend, or is it more sort of multiples?
It's friends, as many friends as you can have.
Oh, wow.
That you are comfortable with
Yeah.
connected with, that you meet regularly.
Love that.
And it is a tough thing, I think, as you get older, to make more connections.
Yes.
But if you're interested in being happier and living longer, you have to seek those connections.
Get out there and make connections.
Yeah, you've got to go out and do it.
I think a lot of people, and going back to the sort of the blue zone and people living longer and stuff, is the fact that they're always around those people, and whether it's family or friends or I think in Okinawa it was called a memoir or something.
No, it's called moai.
Moai. I was close to start with them.
Yeah.
But the big thing there is that what happens a lot in the Western world, like if a partner passes away or someone moves on or they get divorced or whatever that is, then one of them's left on their own.
Yeah.
So
yes.
because one will take the friends with them or the people will die off or those sort of things. But I think the strong connection to family is really, really interesting.
Absolutely.
That's across all those blue zones.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting as well, like family is definitely important, but friends especially.
Yeah, 100%.
Like I've even heard from people who are quite old, that don't have any children. They'll say like, I've got friends who are younger than me by 10 years, and they have been the biggest support to me while I've been, unwell or, in a hospice or whatever it is.
It's interesting.
Interesting, yeah. Like your friends are more likely to come to your support than your kids,
Of course they are. Yeah.
The last one, a couple more. Finding your purpose is very important, whether it's work, whether it's your family, whether it's a hobby, having that ikigai, that reason to get up
Do you think
matters.
your purpose changes over years?
It can.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely
sure.
It can. Your ikigai can change, no problem. It's just whatever you feel in the moment. And finally, stress less, of course, and sleep well. Avoid that burnout. There's no point because it shortens your life.
It does. Wow.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
And there you go. Got some tips?
Tips other than the meat hater.
Yeah.
I'm all over that. I love all the pieces there except just the veggie bit.
Yeah, okay.
So
That's fair enough.
But also I'm really interested in the lack of fish because if you look at other studies and other things like that, whether it's not blue zone, but it's where people live longer, it's because they've had that oil-based type diet.
Like I said, olive oil, what is it?
The healthy oils.
There's that book, The Longevity Paradox. And apparently they say to eat a spoonful of olive oil every day. But there's so much controversy. I'll get into the controversy now. There's a lot of controversy about longevity and this kind of thing. And I heard recently there were some people saying that maybe some of the blue zones, they're not Western worlds, right? They are, some of them a little bit of I suppose, poorer areas in the world. And so there was conspiracy that some of these families were actually fudging numbers of their elders. So they were saying like, my grandmother is still alive. She's 110, right?
When actually she's 64.
Right, or she's passed away. Oh. And so to receive government benefits, pensions and stuff like that. And
that makes sense too because it's just happened in the US. Like with Doge and the stuff that they're doing there was 20 million people that are actually dead that were getting benefits still.
Exactly.
Which is,
so it does happen. I think it's possible. I think, it is possible. But this guy, Dan, who's gone out there and done all this research, I don't think he just went and talked to 2 old people.
No,
I think he talked to quite a lot of old people, And I feel like there is pushback against longevity and stuff like this because especially Big Pharma, right? Big Pharma want people to stay sick.
Agree.
Right.
That's what they do.
And not just Big Pharma, but I think a lot of big business want people to stay unwell because when people are afraid or people are sick, they will spend money.
Yes.
To change that. It's like makeup, with a girl, make a woman feel ugly, she'll spend to look pretty.
It's very true.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
So that's why I feel there is a lot of weirdness and controversy around these kind of things, like even veganism, and being like, meat's the best or vegan's the best, and there's so much butting heads, because these big companies, the people who have money, the people who control the media and stuff like this, they don't want you to be well. They don't want you to live long.
Of course they don't.
Yeah.
Because they make money off it.
Exactly. There you go. That's just my little 2 cents.
Interesting fact, during the cyclone that we've just been through, the only stuff left on the shelf at Woolies was vegan food.
Really?
True. Gluten-free, one section, and some vegan stuff in the next
Gluten-free? I haven't found my gluten-free bread.
There you go. Well,
where?
Woolies.
Woolies? Where?
Yeah, but that's with the bits that were left, which is really interesting. I love the fact that blue zones exist. I love the fact that there's people that are old. I love old people. I think they've got amazing stories to tell.
Yeah.
And I honestly believe that you have to make yourself better to get old. And the reason, so you need to look after yourself. You need to do, but you need to do what works for you.
Yes.
And I think that's what's really important. If you're not a vegan, but if you were a vegan and that's the way you live and that's what's best for your body. Whereas I've been a very fat person for a very long time, and that was because I ate the wrong food. Yeah, I didn't exercise.
Yeah.
When I've in the past lost weight, it was always because I went and ate paleo, or I went and what I found this time by just eating carnivore, well, that's what's right for my body. But what's right for my body is not right for your body because we're so different.
Yes.
So I think one of the big sort of poo-bars with the whole blue zone thing is the food side.
Yeah.
That would be the only question I'd have. Everything else I agree 100%.
Yeah.
We all should drink red wine. We all should have families. We all should have big groups of people and stuff. And I think anyone you ask that's old will actually agree with that. Well, that's the reason they make old people's homes.
Right.
Is so people can actually have somewhere to go to associate with
So
people.
essentially you just love meat and you're pissed off about that.
No, I just don't like one-sided arguments. You know what I mean? And yeah, I don't like the bloke because he's a vegan.
You don't like vegans. That's what this is about. We've come to another unusual conclusion. Brett hates vegans.
I don't hate vegans. I just dislike what they eat. I don't like their attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's not go into religion. Otherwise I get in big trouble there. I still find it interesting though that the 7-day Adventists, like all the different religions I find interesting, but the 7-day Adventist people think that the dead dude's just having a sleep.
Yeah. One of the weirdest.
Pretty much.
I don't know how it's going to pop out of the grave, mate.
So then
what's a skeleton that comes out?
Do they bury them still, or are they just let them have a sleep on the couch? Like, where do they put these people?
It's another good question.
Do you not find that weird though?
Where do 7-day
Adventist people put the dead?
Put the dead people.
And then if it's for when the big fella's coming back, surely someone knows when he's coming.
Well, no,
how are you going to be prepared?
No one knows. They bury their dead in cemeteries, just like whatever.
So what? Then they're going to dig them up the day he gets here. You'd love to be an excavator driver.
They're going to zombie out of the ground. They're just going to pull themselves out and then, I don't know, regenerate. How does that?
Maybe by an excavation company in the 7-day Adventist area. Come to think of it, that could be my icky go.
That's your icky guy's condiments. We're going to talk about that after this. Okay, if you want to learn more about blue zones, there is a documentary on Netflix. I only just found this out this morning.
Wow. Awesome.
It's called Live to 100, Secrets of the Blue Zones, and apparently it is very fascinating, so make sure you check it out.
I will watch that tonight.
Cool. Done.
It'll get me to my 102. That's it. Target
Beautiful.
102. The next project.
Well, if you've got a dumbass fact you need proved or debunked, or you've got some interesting information about blue zones,
nice.
Make sure you give us an email, dumbassfacts@gmail.com. You can check us out on our socials, The Dumb AF Podcast, and our website is thedumbafpodcast.com.
Love it.
Been a pleasure.
And make sure you put in the DMs that you want me back because I really enjoy this shit.
You're just loving it.
It's just great. I'm loving it. And I only swore once in the whole podcast.
Yeah, I know. Well
How
done.
How good is that?
Congratulations.
There's only one beat. For fuck's sake, fuck. There we go at the end.
Dumb AF, that stands for Dumb as Facts. Yes, that's right, Dumb AF. It stands for Dumb as Facts, not that other thing that you were potentially thinking of. No, it's Dumb as Facts.